Thank you so much for that most gracious introduction, and congratulations to all of you for your recent accomplishments. Give yourselves another round of applause. I'll be asking throughout my speech for a few volunteers, and because I didn't bring candy, I did bring a bit of cash to give those volunteers. I believe in rewarding hard work, and so by doing you all's part, by interacting with me and enjoying yourselves, as well as taking away from this experience, I'd like to give you a little reward. Is that okay? I thought so. Well, this looks like this is going to be a fun crowd. So relax yourselves and take in everything that you hear. I want to start off with a bit of a story. When I was in 7th grade, I went and auditioned for the girls' basketball team. And to give you a little background on me, I'm not the most athletic girl that you'll meet. I wanted to do the basketball team because in my mind, being on a team was my definition of success. It would build leadership and strength and a lot of other qualities that I was looking to develop. So I went to this audition. I walked into the school and I got my number. I think I was number 71 of the girls that was auditioning. Every other girl there was bigger than me, stronger than me, and seemed as though they actually could play basketball. So I thought that it may be a bit of a problem, the fact that I couldn't play. Instead of me calling my father and telling him that I wouldn't be auditioning for the basketball team, I was far too embarrassed to do that. So I took the number, did the drills with the girl, and when they threw me the basketball, I immediately dropped it and said I had to go to the bathroom. I stayed in that bathroom for the next 3.5 hours because I was not auditioning for this team. After the auditions, I did call my father and told him, Dad, it looks like I didn't make the team. I went through all of that for one reason. I was afraid. And that fear kept me from trying as well as succeeding. The fear of failure as well as the fear of action kept me from even attempting to do something that I thought was outside of my comfort zone. That being the case, I could have avoided all of that if I simply would have known who I was. I want to talk to you all a bit about brands, and this is where the volunteers come in. I need 2 volunteers to answer a few easy questions for me. Can I just have 2 come up here? Okay, great. So here's the fun part. The first question is this. How do you identify a McDonald's restaurant?
An M.
The golden arches, right? And what do you associate McDonald's with?
Fast food.
Right, absolutely. And how do you identify a Wendy's restaurant? The Wendy girl. The logo. And what do you associate Wendy's with? Fast food. Absolutely. And what's your name? Anastasia. Young. And what's your name?
Portillo.
All right. And so if I were to ask another one of, thank you all both so much. There you go. If I were to ask any of your peers in here, how would you all identify with them? Would you all have an answer for me? Absolutely. McDonald's has good brand recognition. His first response was identifying McDonald's by the M, which is the golden arches. Her first response with identifying Wendy's was the Wendy's girl. What that means is both of those businesses have done an excellent job of identifying themselves to their consumers, which are you all. If I were to ask any one of you, what is your brand? How do people identify you? Would you have an answer? That would be what we're talking about today. The purpose of this whole speech and of me speaking to various young people is to allow us to think what would be our brand and how would we identify ourselves. Similar to how it was easy to identify McDonald's, people should be able to identify you. And what that translates into is money. Because who wants to be broke and poor and just, not very effective in life? I didn't see any hands. When I told you all that I would be initially giving out cash, I heard more noise than I've heard thus far. So clearly you all do want to be successful and impact change. The way that you do this is 3 key ways. You have to build your brand, know your brand, and then promote it. By building your brand, I mean building your own self-image. Everyone in here has accomplished something thus far, which is why we're here celebrating you all. You all have done something that distinguishes you from other people in your same position. And with that, you're building a brand. You being here, knowing how to take orders, working on a team, and fulfilling your goals, working towards an end result, is what it takes to build your brand. But that's not all it takes. It's going to be your actions. What you do for the rest of your life will always be tied to you. Your words, what you say, and those that you keep around you. Does anyone in here have a friend who does something that you wouldn't necessarily agree with? Smoke, drink, drugs, anything like that? No, all of your friends are perfect? Okay, I see a few people who have some friends that don't do anything too right. And I myself have the same kind of friends. Because you don't really control who's always in your environment. So let me rephrase that. Does anyone know anyone who does anything that's less than straight A student, perfect driving record? Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm not in a room full of saints then, right? Okay, just making sure. I myself have done things that I'm not always proud of, and a lot of people around me have too. But what you have to do from here on out is control your environment and those people that you let come into your world, because that's going to impact who you are and what your future goals can be. Keeping yourself surrounded by people such as your peers here will encourage you to be successful in your future. In addition to that, we have to be very careful what we say. If you want to be successful in life and you want to impact change, you have to say that to yourself every morning. Does anyone talk to themselves in the morning? No? A few of us, right? I talk to myself every morning, and not in a crazy way, like not straight jacket, but in a way that allows myself to be encouraged, because no one knows me better than myself. No one knows you all better than yourselves. So when you look in the mirror, if you could say, you know, today I'm beautiful, today I'm going to be successful, and next week I'm going to make $1 million, and then you can not only say it but put it into action, then that's what you're going to do. And clearly it's not always about being cool and being embarrassed. You have to step outside of your comfort zone in order to get things what other people don't have. I was once told you have to do what others won't do to get what others don't have. The majority of the world isn't in the elite 5% or whatever, which means they did something different. It's not about being cool anymore. It's about living your life and affecting the lives of others in a positive manner. That's the way that you build your brand. That's how you have a place in the world where people feel that you can impact their communities and their families. Secondly, you have to know your brand. That means knowing yourself. I know that I can't go into a club until 4 in the morning and then wake up and be fresh and primed for work at 8 a.m. So I don't do it, but that comes with knowing yourself. Everyone has limits, temptations, and things that they simply cannot do every day in order to be successful. Being an adult and being grown and being impactful means that you know what those things are and you know how to control them. Knowing yourself means you take into account how you act when times get hard and how you act when times are good. And that is what's going to set you apart from everyone else. Because earlier, everyone said they wanted to be successful in life, whatever that means. And not just financially, but being successful means that you've impacted someone else's life in a positive way. And everyone wants to be impactful, right? No? That's what we thought. So in order to do that, you all do have to take into account your surroundings and what you're going to do to get there. And last but not least, you have to promote your brand. Who knows what they want to do for the rest of their lives? Everyone in here, right? Think about what you're doing now to do that. And I need 2 more volunteers. Group 2 and T10, is it? Oh, alrighty. Okay, and what do you want to do with the rest of your life? What's your end goal?
I want to be a computer technician.
Okay, excellent. And what would you like to do for the rest of your life? Okay, excellent. And what are you doing now to fulfill that goal?
My uncle's teaching me how to build computers.
Excellent. And what are you doing now? Excellent. Very, very good. You're welcome. There you go. So we have a computer technician and a registered nurse. Both are excellent, excellent professions. What I want everyone in the room to do is think about what you want to do and how you can get there right now. There is nothing stopping you from doing what you're going to do. If you want to be a registered nurse, after you are done with your program here, think of how you can go and volunteer with other registered nurses. Think of who you can talk to and who can mentor you to do that. If you want to be a computer technician, go to the University of Illinois, look at the Siebel Center, see which computer technician you can work with now that can help you fulfill your goals. If you want to be a chef, you should start cooking. If you want to do hair, you should start taking pictures of those things today. The one phrase I don't like to use is, what do you want to do when you grow up? I think that phrase keeps you thinking far, far ahead, but what you want to do with the rest of your life can start right now. There's absolutely no age requirements to start a business. There's no age requirements for you to start working outside of 16. You don't have to be 16, to work a regular job. But if you're looking to be an entrepreneur, you can start right now and do that today. I started my business when I was 19. My brother has a clothing line, he's also 19. And it didn't take anything more than having a vision, writing it down, and then taking action steps to fulfill it. We recently just got his clothes in a store in Chicago, and by next month, it'll be in 5 different stores. And he's 19. There's absolutely nothing that separates him or myself from any of you sitting here today. You can do whatever you want, you just have to do it. And you're in an environment where people are willing to work with you and want to inspire you to do better. If you let them know your dreams and aspirations, or let me know after this, we can figure out the appropriate person for you to talk to do that. So I'm very, very glad that the two of you that came up already know what you want to do and are working towards pursuing those goals. So now that you know your brand, you have to promote your brand. And by promoting it, that simply means going out and letting people know what you want to do and having the background to do it. If you want to sing and you can't sing, you should probably get a vocal coach. Like me, I couldn't play basketball, but I just figured that wasn't my thing. So in knowing myself, at the end of that year, I tried out for the cheerleading team because I knew I was good at yelling, I was good at talking, and I liked to smile. So I actually made the cheerleading team, didn't have to hide in the bathroom, and it was all a far more positive experience. What I want to leave you all with is this. If you have a dream without action, it's nothing more than a vision. You have to pursue your passions, have that dream, have that vision, write it out, and figure out what action steps it takes to do it. Me saying I have an open door policy is 100% true. If you want my card after this, I'd be more than happy to give that to you because I want to help young people to pursue their passions and fulfill their goals. So if any of you do want my information, you're more than welcome to have it. Congratulations again for all of your accomplishments. You all deserve everything that you're going to work for, and give yourselves another round of applause. Thank you so much for having me here.